Salah was not about to waste that opportunity to make it 4 wins out of 4 and send Liverpool back to the top of the Premier League in these early stages. Maximum points from their 4 matches so far. Arsenal, Spurs and Bournemouth all with 3 wins from 4. Chelsea dropping points last night in the late game against Brentford. And for Burnley, 3 points on the board, 4 matches played. They have tough fixtures as well, facing Spurs, Manchester United and Liverpool in those first 4 games, and 3 points on the board courtesy of that home win over Sunderland. They thought they'd had back-to-back clean sheets today, but it wasn't to be because of this moment. He knows, Izzy, doesn't he? He knows. It's just a rush of blood, isn't it?
He knows, and Burnley was so resilient, and this is, you know, it's a moment you can see his reaction. It's clear as everyone to see that the handball, he turns his back on it, puts his arm out, it's a clear penalty. But they were so resilient, Burnley, and this was a moment of brilliance when they needed him, Mo Salah, to step up and take the 3 points.
Mo Salah moving clear of Andy Cole in the all-time Premier League goal-scoring charts now. Yes, he has missed 1 or 2 from the spot, but in that moment, Micah, there could be nobody else, can there?
Because he didn't have a good game, but world-class player, that's what they do, turn up in a big moment, and he got his goal, but Burnley, it's so cruel, isn't it? Man sent off, still was dealing with a threat. In fairness to Slot, he changed it, put Frimpong down there, which caused the penalty. But yeah, they didn't deserve that. A draw was a fair result.
And yet again, Liverpool getting the job done, and getting the job done very late, as they have done in every match, every victory so far at the start of their Championship defence. Roy, 88th minute winner against Bournemouth, 90 plus 10 v Newcastle, 83 against Arsenal, and 90 plus 5. What does that tell us?
That they keep going. They've got quality players, they've got a desire to win football matches, they've got good options off the bench, which we found in 1 or 2 of the games, so they've got good options. They kept going. And it's cost them a point, and a point today for Burnley would have been like a win. So it does knock them, but they're stuck at it. But Liverpool, you keep going to the end. That's what top teams do.
Huge blow that for Scott Parker's newly promoted side.
Welcome back, Premier League Live on the road at the Etihad for you. The Manchester derby, of course, between City and United up and coming. But we're half-time at Turf Moor, 0-0. Liverpool with 78% possession, 1 attempt on target, but 1 big talking point from that first half. That is Leslie Ugachukru's challenge on Alexis McAllister. Let's ask the gentleman, are you happy with the on-field yellow here?
No, I think it was a red card, if I'm honest, Steve. I don't think the referee's got the best view of it. He's in a good position, but as it transpires, it's not the best view, because when we see it like that, it looks quite a strong challenge. It's only on the final angle where you think, ooh, that's got a lot of force and it catches him high and it's quite dangerous. So this one now. See, I think that's a red card, but I don't blame VAR for not making a decision whereby, because I don't think it's an absolute howler. I think there'll be some people looking at that thinking, no, you know, he's tackled the ball and it's a little bit high and whatever, but it's not a howler. Okay. And VAR only want to send you there for a real bad decision.
But there'll be some people saying get to the right decision, and Michael said the right decision.
We'll re-referee every game, every decision if that's the case. The case.
I think VAR should have more responsibility to help the referee there. When watching that in the first instance...
In what sense, Joel?
I think that's a yellow card on first instance, which is the incident the referee seeing it, but on the replay, we're seeing it at a totally different angle, a totally different height and speed. I think then the referee changes his decision.
So you want Paul Tierney and VAR to ask him to go to the monitor?
Yeah, because I would ask him, why have you basing that on a yellow? He's saying because it's a strong tackle, mistimed, but then when you see it from that angle, which is impossible for the referee to see in open play, then I'll be saying, well, go and have a look at this angle and see if you come to the same verdict.
I think you got to make VAR to good use, and this, I think it's bad. VAR sits there and they can see something different. Even when we look at it from here, this is actually Michael Oliver's view. This is not. This is VAR's view. You know, Michael Oliver doesn't see that challenge, but VAR does, and they should tell him, Michael, it's probably a little bit worse than a yellow card. Go and have a look and see if you agree with that, and then you can go to the screen and you can see, yes, it's a little bit more, or it's not. Stick with this on-field decision, but. For me, with VAR, we have so much inconsistency, and this is what annoys me the most about this. I don't want him to be sent off, but, yesterday players got sent off for that. Tomorrow someone will be sent off for that. And when are you going to... That's a bad tackle, by the way. Really, really bad. Dangerous, career-threatening challenge on somebody else's ankle. And that should have some kind of repercussion. And VAR should protect that play as well.
Okay, interesting opinions. Milos Kerkez, I was about to say he's had an interesting first half, but he hasn't made it to half-time because Arne Slot has made a first-half substitution for the first time since December. But no surprise, Michael.
No, that's as clear a dive as you're going to see. No contact whatsoever. He's not even anticipating really a leg coming out. He's just... I mean, it's not even a good dive. I mean, he's just really, really poor. Deserves a yellow card. And as soon as he did it, I thought, you're going to get brought off here. I mean, that was a foul, but it certainly wasn't a yellow card. I mean, he's challenged for the ball. There's no real shirt pull there. I think that's fine, but I certainly agree with Arne Slot thinking, right, he's probably now on one strike and you're out. Let's take him off before we go to 10 minutes.
And a nice situation of Andy Robertson to come on.
Great replacement, but yeah, I agree with the decision. Take him off because he was only going to go down one road and that was going to be sent off at some point.
Okay.
0-0 at Turf Moor, and an eye-catching substitution in the first half. The first time that Arne Slot's done that for a tactical reason, when injury has not been enforced in his Liverpool career. Kerkez taken off after 38 minutes. You have sympathy for him?
A little bit, yeah, but the circumstances is he'd obviously got a yellow card for a crazy dive. He then makes a foul towards the halfway line, and he knows Burnley will be going on the counter-attack, and if he makes another mistake, this is obviously some good movement here, and why he's looking to go down. Obviously VAR, the referee, they're all looking at it. No,
do you think he's just a young player who's trying to make his way at a new club, trying to make a big impression?
No, be quiet. He's making an impression, all right. Yeah, and then this time, this is the warning, because obviously Burnley are going to be in the counter-attack, and they'll play on him, 1v1s, and the referee, listen, it's a foul. I'm not sure that was another second yellow card, but it's the manager got worried, and maybe the right decision.
Good management.
Ruthless.
Yeah, but I think you got to put the team first, and I think one more foul, it would have been off. He put Robertson on. I think it was the right decision.
For all that, Liverpool have had plenty of attempts, 10 in all. Was Konate's header the best of them?
It was the closest by design, set piece, whipped in. He's so close. And you made a great point, Mike. I mean, anyone can see this, to be honest with you. It's just a little nod. It's just a little glance. You do not even... Maybe he loses his bearings of how close he is to the goal, but the fact that he's connected with that ball...
Much
he's put too much contact on it. He just needs to just let it hit the side of his head and it's in the back of the net.
Is there danger lurking from Burnley, do you think?
I think there might be. I think on that transition, Liverpool are pushing numbers forward. And Burnley, on that first phase, they're winning the ball back. And then what I like about this play, though, they've got numbers forward. It's not ones and twos. Anthony gets it on the edge of the box. On another day, he goes in, it hits the target. But I like what Burnley are doing. They've been ruthless at the back, done all the jobs, not taking many risks, and then trying to get Liverpool on the counter-attack. Did really well in that first half, Burnley, but they need to keep it going.
Be quiet.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
I think that's the first. It's even from you, Roy.
Today, at times, we had to survive. Yeah. We had to survive, and today we had to dig and go to places that not many human beings sometimes go to. It would have been easy to tap out, and in life sometimes there's a lot of people that tap out. My team didn't tap out today, and for that I'm immensely proud. They survived their moments. They worked tirelessly for the cause. They put their body where their body needed to go, and they resorted back to a default position, which was let's do what we can. And for that, I'm immensely proud of them.
If you play 95 minutes in their 16, in their 18, in Holland we see 16 meters, so in their 18-yard box, and then there is a chance that the ball eventually will fall once in the right way for you, but that was difficult because they were having 10 players over there, 11 with the goalkeeper included there as well. So then, yeah, you either need a little bit of luck or a moment of magic, and we didn't have the moment of magic, but we had the moment of luck. You are hoping and trying. That's also what we tried with the substitutions we made, to make it more and more difficult for them, but they stood strong.
What, if anything, have you as a team had to say to Hannibal, because he must be devastated for what was ultimately a mistake that led to the penalty?
Yeah, but this is the life. We can't just say, "Oh, Hannibal, is your fault." No, absolutely not. This is the life, and it's just a small mistake, but you don't do it's not like a big fault. You can do something else. So no, you need to looking forward and don't be disappointed about that, and all of the team is behind him, so no problem.
I don't think in football there's much sympathy. Obviously it's unfortunate, but it happens, and he's on the wrong side of it, and that's for him obviously not nice, but for us obviously the right decision, and we took the 3 points.
Danny, by every metric, this looks like a dominant Liverpool performance. Even just looking at the XG and the possession, the number of passes. However, it didn't feel inevitable that there was a Liverpool goal coming in this game.
No, Burnley deserve great credit. They defended really well with a really good game plan and fought right to the end. They can take some pride from that performance. The number on there, that the crosses for Liverpool, 44, is really high for a Liverpool team. The reason that happened is because of Burnley's tactical plan, which was to condense the middle of the field and force Liverpool out wide, probably because they thought they didn't have a great aerial threat when the crosses were coming in. And first off, it kind of played out that way. There's the system, the 5-4-1. Kirkes puts a cross in early, but as you can see, Ekitike's in there on his own, easy for the defenders. And it took Liverpool a long time to work out that they had to start trying to get in the box in more numbers and more intensity, and it didn't happen really till the second half. Again here, you see Gakpo, even if he gets his head up or plays into Kirkes there's nobody in the box. Ekitike's coming to feet, he needs to be in there waiting for the cross and keep his position. And this was the problem, and this is why Burnley in the first half, I thought particularly, really stopped Liverpool from making lots of really good chances. Again, you can see how narrow they are. Really hard to get the ball into Wirtz or into McAllister. This time, Szoboszlai does put a really good ball in there. Again, Gakpo not busting the gut to get in there and cause those Burnley defenders problems. And this one, if you look at the two players on the back post, got to get across your players, got to get in there with intensity. Didn't happen. Miskicked the cross, Robertson, and then Wirtz, little snapshot. Second half, a lot better. He made the changes. He obviously spoke to them about this at half-time because Conor Bradley was getting in there from the minute one with big runs. He's a big lad. Robertson as well was flying into the box. You can see the intensity's different. You can see the numbers in there. I still like Ekitike to be more central, and he was for the majority of the second half, to be fair to him. His instinct is to come and to get it to feet, so sometimes you need other players in there. And the more the game went on and the more Burnley got tired, the spaces got a bit bigger. As you can see, getting in a bit behind here, Ekitike is in the right place, but the ball doesn't come. And again here with Mo Salah, decent ball in. This time you've got plenty of players to occupy these Burnley defenders. Andy Robertson gets ahead of the back post. Another fullback coming on who loves getting in there. There's Conor Bradley occupying one of the defenders, and Chiesa should score. It's a brilliant, brilliant cross in. And then they get the penalty from another cross. It was the bit of luck they needed, probably edged it just about. But you're right, Burnley really made it tough for Liverpool. And Liverpool, to be honest with you, great that they've won 4 without playing well. It's a sign of a really good things to come. There's still a lack of fluidity and there's some relationship building to be had in the front areas of the pitch.
Mohamed Salah scored the penalty. Even Arne Slot said he wasn't sure that it was necessarily going to go in. Possibly, Theo, because it was a far below par performance from Mo Salah. Has the drop-off this season been a cause for concern, or should it be a cause for concern going forward for Liverpool?
Yeah, do you know what? There's been a lot of talk of Mo Salah and his influence in matches as well, and how subdued he's been in certain periods. But for me, I look at his output and the habits as a winger, was always making the right decisions. And his first instinct for me is positive. He's in the right spaces, he's doing the right things. Probably a little bit out of character, putting his, swinging his right foot through that. But we're talking about getting Ekitike involved. And this is what we like to see when Mo Salah, when he gets out on the wing. He always likes to start on the wing, of course. And this is what we're talking about, his speed, his physical output. Yeah, it didn't quite happen for him. Maybe could have got a corner here. But it's the habits I'm talking about, which we always like from Mo Salah. For me, I look right now, he's in good shape. It's just the habits I'm talking about, where last year probably slow it down, but it's just a bit out of character. So I'll just say the final decisions and the decision making in the final third is probably his biggest weakness at the moment in time. But look, he goes out wide, he takes his man out here, and I would just say it's just not quite happening. It's probably not on him here. It's all the right things again. But Danny, when you look at a player who is maybe not playing to his ability, but still not shying away from the ball for me, because I've been in this position before. He puts in some good areas, some balls, of course. But I wouldn't be worried at all if I was a Liverpool fan right now, because I look at Mo Salah, and this is the best one for me. This is all about Mo Salah, the pace and the power. This isn't a player that's subdued right now for me.
No, I think
final third.
I agree. Physically, he looks really sharp and really good. I think technically he's a bit off. Everything was coming off from last year. All the assists, the picking the right pass at the right moment. I agree with you. Final decisions. But when a player's in great physical condition and he looks hungry and sharp, the goals are going to come. The goals are going to come.
Liverpool had the opportunity to play around with different forms of attack throughout the course of that game, particularly in the latter stages. And while Mohamed Salah's numbers have dropped off, both of you are saying this isn't a cause for concern. But it's how that mix is going to work when they add in another big signing in Alex Isak.
Well, I think Isak's going to start more of the games as a striker than Ekitike because he's more rounded. I mean, Ekitike's done great and he's a younger player who's learning. He can play different positions. So Isak's bright in terms of his link-up, so I think that'll help one or two of the others around him as well. But it's just so nice for the manager to have all these options. They're probably going to play over 60 games this season, or hopefully. And we know with 5 subs now that it's not just about who starts. We're talking about 60 minutes, 70 minutes, throwing on Ekitike and Gakpo, or throwing on Chiesa and Wirtz, whoever it may be. But I think when Isak gets fit, it would be naive to think he's not going to start in that position, and everyone else around him will play off him.
And maybe those late changes are what had led to so many late goals for Liverpool. Yeah. Arne Slot said in January last season, what I'd really like us to do in the second half of the season is score more late goals. I'm fairly sure he didn't mean to set that out as a blueprint for the rest of this season. But it's happened in all 4 games so far. The 83rd minute or later is where the winning goal has come.
For me, it just shows that the squad is doing all the right things. The substitutes, at times you think, should I go out there and warm up? Should I be ready? But they are ready, and they're ready to make an impact. Because you see at times with players that are really struggling to put their shin pads on and not ready, they're always ready to make a difference.
Or sulking.
Of course it's working. They are, yeah.
They don't have sulkers there, doesn't look like.
And it also comes back to the point that you made right at the very beginning, Danny, which is that it was a really good defensive performance from Burnley. Scott Parker said before this game, it's a very different Premier League than the one that Burnley were in last time they were here. Is it also a very different Burnley from the last one that was here?
Oh, completely different than what Vincent Kompany's Burnley was trying to do. I still think at times Burnley are going to have to be a bit braver, and they'll pick their games to do that. Second half at Man U, they had a really good spell where they played some good stuff. So he'll take the positives. They've had a hell of a start, by the way. Mm-hmm. You know, I think they've played Tottenham away, they've got Liverpool at home, Man United. That's a hell of a start for a new...
And lost by late penalties in the last 2 games against Manchester United.
Yeah, which have been avoidable, they'll be sitting there tonight, probably some of them watching this thinking, you know, we had a great opportunity to get a scalp today. But there's a lot of hope for the new teams who've come up. I think they're all making a fight of it. It's going to be interesting.
They could change the pattern, couldn't they, this 3 that come up?
Is it because of their resilience?
I think so. I think there's no signs of, obviously, Burnley have been keeping a lot of clean sheets, of course, but going to have to score a lot more goals.
Let's take a look then at the Premier League table, because there are also positive signs for Arsenal there. They're in second place, but the leaders Liverpool perfect start continues. Manchester City have climbed 8 places. They're into 8th. Manchester United have slipped down to 14th. It's their worst start to a top flight season for 33 years. Burnley remain above the drop zone on goal difference. And it's time now to reveal the result of August's Goal of the Month. Traditionally, in reverse order, we start with Rio Ngamoa with 11% of the votes. In second place for 21% of the votes, it's Richarlison, and the winner with a huge 44% of the vote is Dominic Szoboszlai's goal.
Players in their 18-yard box, and then if you don't score, their belief only goes up and up and up. I thought I saw that we wear them down, if that is the English word for it. So we kept on playing, kept moving the ball around, didn't create a lot of chances, but they got more and more tired, which is normal if you have to defend for 80% of the time. And then, we brought in as many attackers as we could, and that eventually also led to a good chance of Jeremy Frimpong and to the penalty. And Mo was still on the pitch, so he could score it.
He wasn't going to miss an opportunity like that either, was he, in front of goal?
My first reaction would be no, but the last 2 he took for us didn't go in. But the good thing was that he scored one for the national team. But I don't think Mo needs any extra confidence when he's there. He knows he can score that one, and he did, which was indeed a relief for us, because it wasn't that we create many chances over here.
Big 3 points, huge penalty.
Yeah, it's a tough opponent today. Like, we tried our best to pick the ball between the lines.
but it's tough to win. But I'm glad that in the end we managed to win the game.
It's another late game, isn't it? It's another late finish for Liverpool to get these 3 points, Virgil. It seems to be a pattern this season for you.
Well, we obviously try to, break teams down. We have to be patient. We have to be ready whenever we lose the ball to be ready to defend the counters, and I think we did that pretty well. So we just kept looking for the goal, kept looking for the opportunities. We created, I think, some good opportunities. Not many clear-cut chances, I think, but I think obviously a well-deserved win. But obviously, if I'm Burnley, it's never nice to concede a penalty. But in the end of the day, it was a penalty, and Mo slotted it perfectly.
But it's one of those, when you're given those opportunities, you take them.
Well, you have. Yeah, it's easy to say these things, but yeah, you have to. And obviously, Mo is a world-class player, and we know that he can deliver and step up in these moments, and have done so many times. But like I said, I think today, obviously, it was definitely key to not get frustrated. Kept trying, find the right spaces in between the lines, and to create opportunities. And I think in the end, like a well-deserved win, but obviously it could have been a draw as well. But we take the 3 points and we move on to Wednesday.
Mo Salah's first ever goal at Turf Moor, his 188th in the Premier League, and as you can see, he's now 4th in that all-time list, and he's closing in 20 behind Wayne Rooney, who is next in his sights. Well, he's had some big moments in a Liverpool shirt, Michael, but even though we're 4 games into this season, how significant could that be today?
Yeah, very, very big goal. You can just imagine how everybody else felt, Mikel Arteta, for example, and the Arsenal fans when that penalty was awarded and scored. So a very important game, very important 3 points. You don't want to be losing points, with all due respect to Burnley. And the competition is so great now that I don't think you can give teams a lead. I mean, I remember Peter Schmeichel's side many, many years ago. They could be 10 points behind at Christmas, but you knew they were going to come with a rattle right at the end of the season and just grind everybody down. I'm not sure you can be 10 points behind anybody anymore. It's very competitive, and that was really important. And especially with Arsenal playing Manchester City next, there's going to be points dropped there as well. Liverpool could get an even bigger lead, which would be lovely for them, obviously.
Yeah, you've all won Premier League titles. Do you sometimes come off a pitch and think, that could be one of them?
Oh, they're the best wins ever, Steve. That feeling, you win a game late even though you don't play great. And every point is so important at this level. I agree with Mo there. I don't think you can afford to lose 4 or 5 games this season. So that will be massive for that group and that team. A bit more confidence.
Not often you hear Arne Slot say relieved, but he was relieved because it was that type of day and game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's tough. Burnley made it very tough, and probably arguably deserved a draw. But in